Hello everyone, what's popping? What's good? My name is Eniola Igbason. I'll be back to Eni Angel. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a long 4 days, man. Long 4 days. So today is day 4 of my trip, and I'll be leaving this place tomorrow. I came to Montenegro. Today is like the last day. I'm just gonna like break down all the expenses and activities I have done since the beginning of this trip. If you're looking to travel to Montenegro soon, this might serve as a baseline. Mind you, I'm not a tourist, I'm not a travel vlogger, but I'm just gonna like tell you my own experience. If this video is for you, stick around and enjoy this video. My trip is for September, right? And I heard that coming to this part of the world, it's best to come in May, June, September-ish. I don't know how true that is, but when I came in, it rained. It was very sunny pretty much that day, but it started to rain heavily from evening till the next morning. And the following day, it was a bit rainy, but not very cloudy. It was just a bit cloudy and it was good. And the third day was very sunny. Damn, it was so sunny. So bring your sunscreen. Apply as much as you can because that sun it was biting. It was biting sun. Anywho, I'm gonna talk you through what my journey looked like. I might not remember the prices of some of those things, so I might just put them on the screen so you can look into it, or I might just add it on my description. However, my flight was for Monday, right? I took a flight from Gatwick Airport down to Podgorica. So I chose Podgorica because my accommodation was very close to the airport. Because while I was, trying to book this trip, I was thinking proximity to the airport. I don't want to have to run early in the morning or start rushing to get to the airport when I can actually get to my airport easily. So Podgorica was that for me. The accommodation here was very close to the airport, so it was very seamless, right? Mind you, coming here, let cash be your best friend. Also, Google has to be your best friend because you can't understand anything. Most of them don't understand English here, so you have to use your Google to translate many things. So Google has to be your friend when you come here. Also, you need cash. Make sure that you withdraw enough cash. And there's a thing that you can do. You can always if you use Revolut account, I know about Revolut, so I'm talking about Revolut. You can convert your pounds to euro on your Revolut account and you can just tap where card is allowed, right? You can also withdraw when you get to this place. You can exchange your money from wherever you're coming from, or when you get here, you can exchange your money. But mind you, exchanging your money here would cost some charges, right? So it would be better to exchange your money from wherever you're coming from before you get into this place. So because it's cheaper that way. So it's either you withdraw enough cash coming here and or you convert some money from your accounts, Revolut to be precise. I don't know about other accounts. Convert that to euro. So you can always tap your card in places where card is allowed. I got to Puerto Rico a bit too early and my accommodation wasn't ready. So I had to wait a few hours around for the accommodation to be ready. Right. So got into the accommodation, which was perfect. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I mean, the houses here, not all the houses, but within this vicinity, they are crazy good. So beautiful. It was an apartment, it wasn't an hotel. So because hotel is kind of pricey and the apartment was at a good price and it was so good. So if you're looking into getting an hotel, perfect, go for it. If you think apartments would work for you, go for it as well. That worked for me and I really, really loved it. It felt like I was in a an upgraded version of my own house. If you get what I mean. Got into the accommodation, got settled. I'll leave the name of the accommodation in this video or on the description. However, so got into the accommodation. It was so good. I mean, tired of course because I was waiting for hours and hours and hours. The next thing on my mind was that it's an apartment, so there's no food, there's no breakfast, there's no whatever inclusive. So I had to get food from the mall. The mall was just like opposites. So got food, some things to just cook pasta because I don't trust their rice. because when you go to those places, you just need Google to translate every single thing because it's all in their language. So in Montenegro, they speak, I think they have like four languages: Croatia, Albanian, and other two languages that I can't remember. But I remember those two. So you need Google. Like I said, Google has to be your best friend to translate all these things, right? So got things from the store and just fed my eyes a little bit and got back into my apartment, getting ready for the activities of the days. Next day, I went from Podgorica to Budva. So Budva is just like 1 hour, 30 minutes ish from Podgorica. So I took a taxi, which I'm going to recommend when you come to this side. I am not sure what the taxis they use in Budva or other cities or other towns in this country, but I'm very sure of Podgorica. So there's a Tesla Go app that can transport you to the bus station so you can get to other places you need to get to, and it costs about €3 to €4, which is very reasonable. It gets you to the bus station, and from bus station you get your bus ticket down to whatever town you would like to visit. The taxi took me to the bus station the following day. I already booked the ticket online. Mind you, the person who was in charge of this apartment is very, very, very helpful. So whatever questions you need, just ask. So what I did is ask all the questions that I needed, how to get to this, where to get this, and it was very seamless. The responses were like very perfect. I would recommend if you are planning to go to an apartment in Podgorica. Got to the bus station with my ticket already booked and had to print the ticket at the station terminal. Then off I go to Budva. That was my first day officially, right? And then got to Budva. It was so good because I was just like, oh my god. In Budva, there were like so many activities you could do. What I did was that I went to the old town because I watched a lot of TikTok because I kept going to TikTok. TikTok was like my major Google because I kept going to TikTok to find out what people do when they go to these places. So TikTok was like another best friend. So I recommend TikTok should be another best friend for you to figure out what activities, what restaurants, what other things you would need to do in those other towns you're going to, right? So TikTok was like a best friend. I checked TikTok for restaurants in Budva. I checked TikTok for activities. I was able to do some activities like visiting the old town, which is like the popular recommendation on TikTok. The old town in Budva. Took a boat to Hawaii Beach, Saint Nicola something. So took a boat from Budva to Hawaii Beach, and it was so nice because trust me, I have never in my life been on a boat. I was always very worried about climbing boats, water transportation. Basically, I was always very scared. But to be very fair, I was just like I was so calm. Like I was very very calm, calmer than usual, and it was so nice because pictures, content. Maybe that was why everything in my head was like, I was going to take pictures, do content, and everything, which was very nice. I can't remember how long it took, but I spent €6 to get to Hawaii from that Budva area. So the thing, what happened was that the first thing on my mind when I got to Budva was that I was very hungry, so I had to go to the restaurant to eat. TikTok recommended that. So getting to that restaurant, they said it's seafood restaurant ish. Got to the restaurant. I'll put the name of the restaurant somewhere. So got on the boat, which was like €6, if I can remember clearly, €6, and it took me to the Hawaii island, which was so great. But I think it was almost time for them to close. So I got there around 4:35 ish. So people, there were not really many people in there, but people were still there taking pictures. Tourists, life of a tourist. People were there taking pictures and everything, having fun, enjoying the sun bath and all. My mom was just gonna take pictures because I cannot swim, cannot do anything water related. So I just went there and it was so nice. Took pictures, took videos, had fun, and ran back to the boat because the boat was to go the last transportation from that place to where I came from, which was the boat bar, the restaurant side. It was 6 o'clock. They had to, that was their last boat back. So I took the last boat and yeah, went back to where I came from. Then there was this ice cream guy that did this Turkish thing that they would keep doing this. You can't get the ice cream from there. I'm sure some people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I did that, and it was not very funny, but kind of funny. So that happened, and after all of everything went back into Podva. But what pained me the most was that there was this particular beach that I saw on TikTok that was recommended actually. And but it was already late. It was like half six. It was getting dark. And I found that beach at the end. I was so pained. I was like, what? But trust me, it wasn't far from like every the proximity of places of activities to do were just very good in Bodwa. I really love it. Compared to Koto, it was so good because I had to just it was very easy for me to get from here to here. So it wasn't that hard. And yeah, so I got to see the Mograine Beach, if I'm not mistaken, and I just went there because there was nothing to do. It was already dark, no pictures to be taken. I just went there, took a little bit of picture, and yeah, just to see. Didn't really do much there. I finished with all the activities, and the next thing I wanted to do was, oh, there was something I did as well. Climbed the Ferris wheel. I promised myself I was not going to do anything I did in that winter wonderland last year, but I did because it wasn't that scary. It was easy peasy compared to all those red devil and other activities you do in winter wonderland. That was the calmest. So why not? I just opted on it, and I think it was €6 as well. It was €6, and it went 3 times, and then I just got off and then went to catch my bus back to Podgorica. It was so good. The food. Mm, I don't know how to feel. Maybe because I'm very bad with food. I'm very picky, and I'm not very adventurous with food. It wasn't really but to be honest, the pasta tasted really nice. But the seafood, I don't know how to feel about those ones. There was mussel, there was something that looked like octopus, and I kept saying this is octopus because it had so many fingers in it, so many tentacles. Ugh. I was like, oh god, I'm not eating that one. Then there were prawns, of course, what I'm familiar with, and it was shrimp, what I'm familiar with as well. So I only had the shrimp and the prawn. But instead of that thing that looked like octopus, I think it's squid actually. I did not eat it, but because in my head it was just like this is octopus, this is octopus. I cannot eat this. So I did not eat that. It was so scary, but the pasta tasted so nice, very nice. For people that like seafood, I'm sure you would really love that restaurant if you go there. I'm sure there are other places to go to in Budva based on TikTok recommendation. You can reach out to YouTube for recommendations, which would be also nice. This is based on my own experience. So yeah, got back to Podgorica very late in the night, say 11-ish. I was very tired. I couldn't even do anything. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna shower, get into bed, prepare for next day, and all of that. Now let's talk about Kotor. Kotor, I think I'd prefer Budva to Kotor. I woke up as early as 8-ish because the transportation was for half 10, right? So same thing, used my Tesla Go to book taxi to get me to the bus station, and then I got to the bus station and got on the bus to Kotor from Podgorica, which was 2 hours, over 2 hours if I'm not mistaken. Because the thing they do is that they pick people on some specific places, and there are some places where they stay, they wait for a long period of time, and you're like, what are they doing? It's like they don't even, they're not like, they're not hasty, they don't brush this country. Weirdly. But yeah, it took 2 hours plus to get to Kotor from Puerto Rico, which was really tiring. But I loved the adventure because it was like a road trip. I didn't let it bother me too much because I already prepared my mind for this, right? Based on the fact that I'm here in Puerto Rico and I'm a bit distant from other towns. Unlike when you stay in Kotor, you can get to Budva easily. But that's, by the way, that was my choice, and I really loved my choice. You can do the other way around. You can do anything you want, but for people that are willing to go to Puerto Rico, this is my recommendation for you. So got to Kotor like a bit late, and the funny thing is that I had already booked my return ticket for 6 because I was gonna go for dinner afterwards. But but I got to go to one half one ish since that 10. You can imagine half one ish since 10. Got to go to and then started looking for restaurant, of course, because man got to eat. went back to TikTok for recommendations, and it was just so hard to get to different places in Kotor. It was like distant and all. But guess what? I didn't eat. There was this ice cream shop that I've been wanting to go to since ever since I saw it on TikTok. It's Morty's something. Sorry, pardon me, all these names I don't remember. I was happy I went there, got the ice cream, took pictures, make videos, and I was like very happy. I haven't eaten, mind you. I was like, okay, I'll eat. On my way back from the ice cream shop, I saw this lady just approached and was like, oh, would you like to go for a tour? There's all these people that do this tourist guide and things like that. So she gave me the leaflets and said they would be able to cover about 4 islands, and it will be lovely. And I was like, okay, you know what? My time, then I asked about the time. The time was not working with my return time. So I had to like forfeit the return tickets. Yes, I did. Because I really wanted to enjoy all of those things in one place. Because it was going to be hard looking for how to get to this place, to that place. But the tour guide was perfect because he had about 4 islands you could visit on that tour. So it was about 40 euro per person to visit about 4 islands, but it was about 20 euro to visit one particular island, which was not fair. So I went for the 40 euro, of course, so I can see many activities in one. Yes, as a Yoruba girl that I am. I mean, that's what people would go for, definitely. So I was able to see the blue cave, the popular blue cave, yes, the popular one. A friend of mine went sometime last year or this year, and I was like, I'm going to visit this blue cave. I must visit this blue cave, and yes, I did. I did that. So visited the blue cave, and it was really nice. The boat trip was, oh my gosh, like I have never been on a boat before. It was just speeding, speeding, speeding. It was just going and the fresh air. God, I mean, it was sunny, but the fresh air from that water was, oh my god, it was so good. So I was like, oh, this is my first time doing this. I was so happy, I was really like a tourist. Anywho, so that was how the day went, and I did not eat until after the tour. I mean, I was enjoying the tour, so the hunger in me was not even waking up, so it was all good. Finished the activity. It took about 3 hours ish. So when you get to the blue cave, people. The funny thing is, if I had known how to swim, right, I would have jumped into that water around the blue cave. But unfortunately, girl cannot swim. So I just sat down while people were jumping into they were prepared. People wore their swim trunk, their swimsuits, their shorts to come jump into the water around the blue cave. But I did not because no one informed me. If I had known, she better would have gone for swimming classes. I would have learned how to swim and I would have done that. But don't worry, there's gonna be another time, okay? So I didn't do that. A lot of people jumped into the blue sea and they were just swimming like fishes. But it was all good. It was all nice, and yeah, I enjoyed the view and everything. So got back like I know I told you I forfeited my tickets to return, which was for 6. I got back around 6 because that's the time they were going to end the tour. I got back around 6 and then I had to look for food because I was hungry. I hadn't eaten from morning till 6. So I had to get food, and TikTok also recommended this Tanga. Is it Tanga or Tanga restaurants? I was already like, I'm not sure I want to go there. But before getting off the boat, I asked the driver or the guy about where to get food, a nice restaurant, and it was like, oh, go to Tanja. I was like, the same Tanja. Okay, let's go there. Then went to Tanja. It wasn't giving. It wasn't so aesthetically pleasing, right? But the food, it was so good. I mean, I had the typical fries and steak, but there's this menu I had. It was like extra large. It had different. It had chicken. It had steak. It had sausages, different types. I think pork and beef, and it had fries and some sides like cabbage, red cabbage and white cabbage, and some other things like your dips. It tasted so good. I was like, not too bad, not too bad. So that was what I had, and then I took takeaway, mind you, because it was too good. I took takeaway and then I headed back to Podgorica and I forfeited the dinner because I just really needed to experience all of that, which was worth it if you ask me. So yeah, there are many activities. Also, Kotor also has an old town. And I also visited the fortress. Is the fortress something that I think the old town is also within that fortress building. So it was so good. Toured around the old town. I think I got souvenir. I did not get souvenir in Kotor, but I got souvenir in Budva. There's a neck piece I got, which is very cute, and a mug that says Budva and Montenegro, and it has a spoon as well. So cute. I really want to get for a souvenir in this Budva, whatever they call it. So I'll just keep looking around. Well, I didn't get anything in Kotor because it was already late, so there wasn't any time to explore, right? And then got back to Podgorica very early, not really early, like 10-ish, and it was so good. I really enjoyed every activities that I had in those places. I'm sure, like I said, go to TikTok, go to YouTube, you'll find more recommendations, which will be so good. And today, which is the last day, I plan to go shopping because in Podgorica I don't think there's a lot of activities here, and their activities are mostly seasonal, so they don't like do activities all the time. So I asked the guy that helped with the apartment, and was like, "Nah, there's really nothing to do." So I would have dressed up and gone for something in Podgorica, but there's really nothing. So what I'm going to do is just shop. I'm gonna shop, just take a walk around the vicinity, take pictures, make videos, and yeah. So that's it about that. And I'm very excited about this trip. I'm very happy. This is like my first actual trip, and I'm very happy to share this with you guys. Anywho, I'm dressed to create some content for TikTok, and yeah, that's it. And tomorrow is my flight back home, and I have to go back up. I'm sad. I'm going back to work. I'm very sad, but I'm just so happy that this was a success. Okay, so we talked about transportation, we talked about the activities that I personally, I mean, add. That reminds me, there's something I really wanted to talk about, which I haven't mentioned. Nobody talked about SIM roaming. So when you come to this country, your SIM would work, so I heard, but it's going to be quite expensive. So what I did was that I used an app to get an eSIM, which has been helping all the way. Mind you, this apartment has got Wi-Fi, but what if you leave the apartment when, like the way I did to Kotor and go to other towns? I would need my network, right? I need my data. I got this eSIM through an app. That eSIM has saved me, and I think it cost £24 each for unlimited. So for the 5 days you'll be spending over, I think I did for 5 days. It's unlimited, so I get to use it all through the trip period. So what I would advise is you can either get the eSIM when you get into the country, or you make the eSIM, get the eSIM online, okay, which is much more easier if you ask me. I never saw it on any TikTok or any whatever. So yeah, that is very key. Get an eSIM. Another thing is transportation. Gosh, they're so pricey. But with the Tesla Go app, it was easier to get to other places in Podgorica because it's cheaper. If you get the local taxis, like the ones you find in the train station, they're pricey, kind of. So if you're coming to Podgorica precisely, you can download the Tesla Go app, which will help very pretty much to transport you from different places within Podgorica. Food, I don't think food is really pricey here. It's just, I know some people say that it's like really cheap food, but I think it depends on where you go to, the restaurants you go to get food. But the ones I got, they were not like, I think they were kind of equivalent to food in the getting food in the UK, if you ask me. Maybe other places are cheaper, but where I went to, the places I went to, they were just kind of relative to UK food as well. So one last thing I forgot to mention is the socket here. I don't think I saw many videos about relating to the kind of sockets they have in this place. It is not the kind we have in the UK or the one we have in Nigeria. So it's kind of like two, let me close it. Thank you. Let me close that door, please. It's a two mouth socket, two mouth wall socket. And mind you, in this room, there's like so many sockets in this room. It's like, I don't know. This is what has been helping so far. So they always have this two mouths kind of sockets. They don't have the three mouths where you can plug your phone, the one we are used to, right? So this is what I was given by the guy that helped with the apartment, which was very helpful because otherwise I would have charged my phone, my power bank, my everything. Couldn't funny man. I would advise that you get something similar or something that is just two mouths that goes into the wall sockets. So you can charge your phones, you can charge your gadgets. If not, you will smell your nose. So prepare yourself so that you'll not be shocked and you'll not be worried about how to get things done. You can get an extension, which would be a lot easier. So you can plug multiple things at the same time, but make sure it's just two mouths. That's it. That's in period. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in my next travel video. If there's going to be any. Till then, stay safe. Adios.